Hi, welcome to the fourth video in a series of 8. Today we're going to be talking about how to improve low self-esteem, such an important subject. And of course, as with all of these videos, we're talking about the internal dialogue piece, how the self-talk piece in your brain radically contributes or perpetuates this particular problem, and a quick solution that you can use straight away to begin to make a difference to yourself. So I'm going to talk about what to do with low self-esteem and how to improve that today. And the thing that's really, really important to know about self-esteem is I'd like to make a distinction for you between self-esteem and self-confidence, because we often use those phrases together and almost interchangeably. So when we're thinking about self-confidence, we are thinking about how we feel about our abilities, about our competencies, about our capacity to do something. And when we're thinking about self-esteem, it's very much about how we feel about ourselves. So distinct in those ways. So confidence, your abilities, your competencies, your capacity to do something, and self-esteem is how you fundamentally feel about who you are as a person. And self-talk and self-esteem, once again, just like anxiety, are intricately, you know what I'm trying to say, they're linked. They're so linked. So if you talk, the way that you talk to yourself is really what you're going to believe about yourself. So if you're looking in the mirror and you're telling yourself that your body is ugly or fat, or that nobody's going to want it, then your brain is going to believe that. It's as simple as that. Your brain does not have the ability to distinguish between what's real, what's really happening out there in the real world, and the thoughts that are going through it. So it will respond to those thoughts as if those thoughts were gospel, as if they were real. Can't distinguish between the real and the unreal. So what you're telling yourself about yourself is fundamentally what you're going to believe. And of course we don't want to believe any of those things because we know how bad those things feel. We know how those kinds of phrases that we can say to ourselves, which are downright cruel and unkind, really diminish our sense of self and our sense of self-esteem and who we believe we are as a person. So that's the way that it's structured, okay? And the question is, of course, well, what are we going to do about that? Self-esteem is such an important thing. It's fundamentally who you hold yourself to be and how you feel about yourself. So we do need to do something about it, and quickly. So one of the quick ways, and of course I obviously go into this topic in a lot more detail in the training, and I debunk quite a few myths about the whole self-esteem thing. But for today, for the purposes of keeping it real and simple, what I would like to introduce you to is a concept. And that concept is to be able to find something about yourself that is believable to you, that you actually like. Okay? So you can go as low as you need to go, whether it's the colour of your eyes, whether it's the fact that you've birthed 2 babies, whether it's the fact that you managed to save enough money to contribute to buying a house, whatever it is, whatever these things are that you have done about yourself that have taken something from within you, some kind of courage or a goal that you set and achieved, or something about how you look or the kind of person you are, a characteristic. And when I say go as low as you need to go, what I'm talking about there is just find something that you really believe. So we're not going for something lofty, oh, I'm the best person in the world, I'm the best mother in the world, I've got the best clothes in the world. Forget that crap. That crap doesn't work. It just creates conflict in your brain. So find something that's, as believable as it possibly could be, that you believe is absolutely true, that's positive about yourself, and see if you, when you say that to yourself, the difference that can make and how that feels inside of your brain and inside of you. And when I say go low, just go to the smallest possible thing that is actually believable. Believable is the most important thing here. Not lofty, not how you want to feel, not what other people say about you, but something that you fundamentally believe is true and positive about you. So I remember when I started that kind of process, God knows how many years ago now, I could honestly say that I could look in the mirror and say to myself, I like the colour of your eyes. That was a true thing. I wasn't making it up. I wasn't glamming it up. I wasn't hoping to like that. It was something I believed in that moment. So there's your quick and dirty, easy self-talk tool. There's a basis in neuroscience why that really works, which I talk in much more detail about on the online training, the Inner Critic to Inner Coach. But for now, try that and let me know how that works for your self-esteem. And I will be seeing you again tomorrow.